What if I told you that one of the greatest cities in history wasn't destroyed by force, but by trust? No giant battle, no final heroic charge, just a wooden horse, and one fatal mistake. For nearly 10 long years, the Greeks and the Trojans were locked in the legendary Trojan War. The walls of Troy stood unbroken. Heroes on both sides fell, and still the city would not fall. So the Greeks decided to change their tactics. They didn't attack with more force. They decided to trick their way to victory. According to ancient legend, it was the clever Greek hero Odysseus who came up with a terrifyingly simple idea. Build a massive wooden horse, hollow it out inside, make it large enough to hide a team of elite Greek soldiers. Then the Greek army would pretend to retreat, sailing away and leaving the horse behind as a supposed offering to the goddess Athena. The message was meant to be clear. We've finally given up. But it was all a lie. Not everyone in Troy was fooled. The priest Lahong famously warned them, "Beware of Greeks bearing gifts." He even hurled a spear into the horse's side, and it echoed back. It sounded hollow. But then fate, or perhaps the gods of the myth, intervened. 2 monstrous sea serpents rose from the ocean and dragged Laocoon and his 2 sons to their deaths. The Trojans saw this horrific event as a divine sign. They believed Laocoon had offended the gods. So they decided the horse must be sacred. They pulled it inside their impenetrable city walls. That single decision sealed Troy's fate. That very night, while the Trojans celebrated what they thought was their final victory, the terrible truth emerged. Under the cover of darkness, Greek soldiers crept silently out of the horse. They moved through the sleeping city, killed the guards, and opened the main gates. The rest of the Greek army, which had only pretended to sail away, returned in full force. By morning, Troy was burning. The city that had survived a brutal decade of war fell in just one night, not to strength, but to deception. But here's the mystery that still puzzles historians today. Was the Trojan horse actually real? There is no hard archaeological proof that a literal giant wooden horse ever existed. Some historians believe it might have been a metaphor for something else. Perhaps it was a sophisticated siege engine, like a battering ram, that was covered in wet horse hides to protect it from fire. Others think it was just a metaphor for a spy who infiltrated the city, or maybe an earthquake that brought down the walls, which the Trojans might have attributed to the horse god Poseidon. Or maybe it was just a powerful myth passed down through Homer's epic poems. But whether it was real or just a symbol, the story became one of history's greatest lessons. Today, the Trojan horse isn't just an ancient myth. It's a powerful warning. We see it in cybersecurity, where malicious software hides inside a seemingly harmless download. We see it in politics. We even see it in our everyday lives. It teaches us that sometimes the greatest danger doesn't come from the enemies at the gate, but from the threats we willingly welcome inside. If this story made you think differently about trust, deception, and history, hit that like button. Subscribe and comment horse if you think you'd have fallen for it too. We have new legendary history stories every single week, and believe me, the next one is even darker. Thanks for watching.